See, I talk my hands a lot. So when it's all back there, like you can't tell. Like so it all green screens right out.
Are you sure you're not Hispanic? Because you talk with your hands. Hispanics, we talk with our hands a lot.
I don't know.
That's like we're born talking with our hands.
My dad was adopted, and he grew up in a town of like it's as white as the town could possibly get.
Nice.
But they did have a rash in the 50s of like, let's just say immigrant people, as they called them, coming in, having babies, and then couldn't afford them, so they dropped them off on the doorstep. But I mean, also this town, like in 1950, I think they were still getting news from the 1850s. So like, we just don't fucking know. And my dad's like, I'm not going to do a genealogy test. I know who my parents were. And I'm like, okay, cool. Glad I know. I'm going to wake up tomorrow with like sickle cell or some shit and be like, where the fuck did that come from?
Nice.
I don't know.
It's whatever works.
Some weird shit later in life.
Whatever works, right?
I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. I'll lean back on the racism just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little. We don't want just a little.
This is usually what we do in like the VC at night. Just because one of my guys is Hispanic and the other guy's Asian. But they go like they're like, go eat a fucking cucumber sandwich, and I'm like, whatever, they're delicious. Son of a bitch.
Have you seen people actually like they make pickle sandwiches now?
My wife does that bullshit.
Like take a giant pickle, cut it down the middle, and put like the meat and stuff inside the pickle.
Yes, my wife is literally one of those people, and I'm just like, could you be a bigger stereotype?
I saw somebody like I think I saw it on Twitter. I was like, what is that nonsense? I mean, I like pickles, but what is bullshit. That? I was just, like, I take it you don't like pickles.
I mean, I love pickles.
Okay.
They're a condiment, not a food.
Right, they're not the main part of it.
I mean, it's like, I don't know. I don't have an.
As long as they don't start putting the mayo inside the pickles, we're gonna have a problem because then you're getting the white stuff from the middle of the pickle.
I gotta go. Fuck this. I'm out. Leave call.
Oh, this coming from someone who brings questionable figures from conventions.
What? I was looking for that picture the other day, and I was like,
"Oh, you mean the one that's still in our conversation here?"
Do you want me to delete that? Because I think that's A+ material.
No, you can leave it. It's fine. I don't care.
Good, that's fine. Good. I'm too lazy to delete it.
All right, you ready?
Sure, whenever you am.
I'm always ready. I've actually been recording the whole time.
What's up, girl?
Since the whole questionable topics that we were talking about.
You're gonna edit that out?
I will edit that out. I will.
Are you actually gonna edit that out, or are you gonna say you're gonna edit that out like I do and then just not do it?
Maybe. Okay. It depends, because the thing is, like, I find that stuff funny. I find it hilarious. So whenever we do podcasts, like me, Omni, my cousin, anytime we have like parts in the podcast that's bloopers, you could say, if I find it really funny, they stay. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. So like the thing about that people just really need to understand is that it's funny because the people saying it just sound incredibly ignorant. Like, let's just be real. Like, if it was factual, we'd be like, dude, come on. But like, no, it's like you sound fucking ignorant right now. How about, you know what? Just leave it. I'm gonna edit that out.
Yeah, right.
Oh no.
Did you hit your camera?
Light off. I was gonna. That's the other thing I did is I installed a light thing over here that controls all my lights and everything, so I can just turn on the light kit.
Yikes!
You want it with or without light kit?
Oh no, it doesn't. It's you have auto exposure on your camera.
I do.
Active anyways. So yeah. If you turn that off, it fixes your frame rates.
Does it?
Oh yeah.
I haven't fucked with that.
Yeah.
This is a really cheap camera, so that actually might
Is it
not
like
be
a
the
Logitech?
case. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably the same one I have. It was like the C90
Which one do you
or
have?
C922 is the one I have.
I think is that the one with the gray face on it instead of the black face?
No, it's black. But I mean, they all use the same programming in Discord. The Discord has auto exposure when you go into the properties, and you could just take it off. And that way, it helps to fix the frame rate stutters that's on the camera. It would actually help you quite a bit if you're going to be doing your lighting and stuff. That'll help you quite a bit with the green screen stuff.
Fair enough.
because then like every time you move, it's not trying to auto adjust the exposure, and then it'll look a lot cleaner. For me, I need to get better lighting in front. And I hate this.
It's expensive, man.
I hate this camera too. Anyways, like the C922, even though it's like the top of the line next to like the Brio for the 4K. But the problem,
I got the 930E, whatever that equates to.
The problem that I have with with the camera is that like it wants to focus on this and not here. And then I'm like, well, dude, like if I take my glasses off, it focuses a little bit better. I don't know if it's like the glare from my glasses. I don't know if you have that problem, but like
I generally try to turn off autofocus.
Yeah, because the thing is, like for me, even if I turn off autofocus, it doesn't matter. Like if I manually do it, if I move the slider, it gets blurry. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm kind of just stuck.
I'm just trying to pull up my Logitech software now.
Yeah. So anyways,
turn that shit off.
Thank you for making time out of your day to be here, man.
Oh, no problem. Anytime, dude.
I know that like I jump in your streams a lot, and one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on here is because honestly, your streams are probably the most fun streams I hop into. And I don't say that just because we're boys. You know, I'm saying that because it's true. Like, your streams are so fun to be in, even though I don't play Dokkan anymore.
Well, you should start playing Danmachi so we have something else in common.
I don't want to play Danmachi either. I'm tired of mobile games.
It's such a great... okay, fair enough.
I play 2 mobile games, which is...
I mean... You said enough right there. I'm tired of mobile games. Yeah. That's why I've started doing console Fridays. Because I'm like...
Okay, legit, I would love to see you playing horror games.
Horror games?
Yes. You thought I said horror games, didn't you?
No, I knew what you said, goddammit. Can I say goddammit in your channel?
You can. It's ass and titties, not for kiddies.
I'm just saying. Look, I don't know what I'm allowed to say, what I'm not to say. It's just stop me when I'm saying too much.
Ass and titties, not for kiddies.
I'm just saying. Actually, dude, I would love to do that, but the problem is like I don't think you get the reaction you want because I get more angry than like scared.
Fine. That's fine. It's not the point of you being scared. It's because everybody has different reactions for everything, and just because of your own personality, I know how you are. The way that you are on stream is how you are in real life, and I don't think people understand that because a lot
of people have like a personality or like a character they play on stream. Like, no, I'm just stupid all the time.
That's not what I was getting at.
I'm sorry. Should I not call myself out?
I'm not correcting you, but I'm not. That's not what I'm getting at, though. What I'm saying is that, like, just like you said, a lot of people have personas on screen. You know, yours is who you are on stream is who you are in real life. I know because I've hung out with you, which honestly, us hanging out with our families is like one of the best recent memories I've had because of how much fun it was.
That was so much fun, dude. I wish we lived closer so we could do that more often.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that was a ton of fun. And I appreciate you letting me bring the kid out there and all that stuff. Because not a lot of people are cool with that, right?
No, I have kids. Of course, it's a family thing. I mean, my brother was there, his girlfriend. You know, my family, it was a family thing. So it was fine. I wish Omni would have joined us. Omni, we're going to call you out here, but, you know.
I mean, he had to work. What a nerd.
I know, but he could have come after work.
I'm just saying.
But either way,
just
I mean,
quit your job and just come out to dinner with us. It's really, we're not asking that much, dude.
You don't even like your job.
Yeah, exactly.
So
you can find another one, right?
Yeah, especially retail.
Paying rent's overrated.
But I mean, that's one of the reasons why. Like, I would love to see you playing more games, especially games that are out of your general stratosphere of video games. Because, I mean, you play games like when you played Untitled Goose Game. Oh man, that was fun because that was your type of game. I
love that game so much. That's my favorite game of all the last couple of months.
That game was like as if they turned you into the goose. Because that's you're an asshole.
Look, I'm just saying, bells are terrible. Don't get me started on bells, okay? Just murder all the bells.
So that's why I would love to see you play other games. And like I've teased you before.
Am I supposed to be taking this seriously?
You take it however you want. This is for fun.
Okay, good, perfect.
You know, I've teased you before saying that like your wife has better taste in games than you do.
Yes, she does.
But it's true though. I'm sorry.
No. Like, legitimately, I really want to start. I want to bring Death Stranding down here. I want to play that game. That would be a ton of fun. But the thing is, watching her play it is so much more entertaining than the game itself.
Well,
because my wife takes like those types of games way too bloody seriously, and she just gets freaked out.
Well, that's the reason why I would love to see you play other games, because it's entertaining to watch somebody else react to something that you would play normally. Like for me, I play Death Stranding. I have it. If you can't see
it's such a good game though. It's like
it really is.
Literally just being like a post-apocalyptic like postal worker. Like it's actually quite entertaining.
It is. It has a good story. The music is fantastic. Probably the best soundtrack of recent games in my opinion. And just the game is, as far as like cinematography goes in video gaming, it's beautiful, especially with like current gen.
Wasn't that supposed to be the project that was going to be like the next Silent Hill game, and then old boy got fired from the gig, and he was just like, fine, I'll go make my own game with these people that have coerced.
Kind of. Yeah. There's a whole lot of backstory with that. So Hideo Kojima, he was initially going to play Silent Hills, and if you haven't played PT Demo, I need to see you play PT Demo. I will send you PT Demo to play on your PC. Okay? I would love to see you play that on live stream. It's so much fun. It's so infuriating at times. It'd be perfect to watch you stream it. But anyway, so he initially did that, and that was Silent Hills with Norman Reedus.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't necessarily like a firing per se. It was kind of like, oh, you're kind of taking control of my baby that I'm making for you guys, so I'm going to leave and start my own production company. The Silent Hills is unfortunately owned by Konami, so he can't take that with him. And he also lost Metal Gear because of that, because they own Metal Gear. And so he worked on Death Stranding since then. And I think he did a fantastic job. A lot of the
elements in there.
Yes.
You can actually see where kind of he was going with it. And it's kind of like, okay, this is now got to become my vision. And it's a great flipping game. Like, that game is absolutely spectacular. Everything about it's beautiful, and I love how open like the world is to do things. It's just one of those, like, when I have the opportunity, I would love to bring that down here. But it was my wife's birthday present. It'd kind of be rude of me to be like, I know you're playing this, but yoink.
Well, I mean, but there's so many other games that I would love to see you play. I mean, look, for example, let's take Nier Automata, for example. I would love to see you play this game. A hack and slash game, kind of like, I would say, Devil May Cry, but with scantily clad women. I could see you playing something like that and having fun with that. Why is it
always got to be scantily clad women?
That's your thing.
It's swole dudes or scantily clad women.
You did it.
There's a middle ground here, sir.
Okay, we call those normies. That's the middle ground.
How dare you use that word near me? That is, I don't get offended easily, but use that word. There's a limit, sir.
That's milk toast normies. That's.
We're gonna go back to what we were talking about before the recording started.
Hey, that's okay. That's okay. I mean, we're being honest here, though. We're being honest.
Yeah, I'll grant you that. So what you're saying is, after we finish Kakarot, because I'm gonna finish Kakarot. I'm actually enjoying the game. So we'll just do a Goshen Picks Fridays.
No, honestly, I think it should be more than Fridays.
Recommend me a game, and I'll just get stupid.
What's your streaming schedule? I just pop on. I get the notification. Oh, Pilk's live. Let me go raid him if I'm live streaming. Yeah.
Tuesdays and Wednesdays 9 p.m. basically until I'm done. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday 10 p.m. until I can no longer keep my eyes open.
Okay, so on those days, do you have specific games? I know Danmachi is your Wednesday game for sure.
So we do Dokkan on Tuesdays and Saturdays. We do Woodplow Wednesday for Danmachi and Swole Arm Sunday for Danmachi, and then like Friday is my console game right now.
Swole Arm Sunday.
Yeah, we use the picture of Quagmire.
I saw that.
What? It's Hestia. Tell me that is not an accurate depiction of what kind of. I go through a lot of Jergens.
Oh God! Don't.
What?
Okay, is that the reason why your screen is green? Because you had to paint over all the white spots.
It's the reason I use like actual LEDs and not black lights. Because I really thought about doing black lights one time, but it just didn't pick up.
Well, you could
it
say
was a tragedy.
You could say that it was, your painting that you did. That's what you could play it off as.
I'm not even going to give those people... Look, you've seen the way that the people act in my stream. I'm not even giving them that much credit. Like, I will not give them an inch if I can help it.
No, you'll give them 5 to 7.
Phrasing.
Well, you said it.
Look, I have not slept with anyone who watches my stream yet.
Oh, so your wife doesn't watch your streams?
We're married. We gave that a long ago. Come on, man. No, actually, the funny story is I asked my wife, I'm like, do you want to watch the stream sometime? And she's just like, why the fuck would I want to do that? I see you all day long. Why do I want to watch you at night?
Don't feel bad. My wife doesn't typically watch my streams either. It's like she told me today, she's like, yeah, I wanted to see if you were streaming. I heard you talking in the other room, so I just checked your channel. I saw you weren't streaming, so I figured you were recording a video. I was like,
or talking to yourself.
Or talking to myself, right.
Yeah.
Because that would be okay. I mean, as long as you don't answer yourself. That's usually what they say. I don't know the exact rules on that, but...
Look, I try not to, limit myself here. So if I talk to myself, if I answer myself, if I sing to myself, so long as I'm not, so long as we stay just north of self-flagellation, we're good.
Oh, God. God.
But I already... Anyway, I'm not going to go there.
So what...
Most people probably watching this probably don't even know what that actually means as a sad reality. They're going to think it's something, sexual, and it's...
So what got you into streaming initially, dude?
You want me to be
I've
honest?
actually never asked you.
So, my friend... you mind if I pimp someone else's channel here? Someone's Twitch channel?
I guess. I don't care.
Toothpick Vic, longtime friend of mine. He started streaming, ages ago. And he streams over on Twitch. Link in the description down below. We can make that work, right? We can put links.
Sure.
He's not gonna do it anyway. Over on Twitch, he's been doing this for a few years, and he really got me into it. And honestly, I've always loved video gaming, but the problem is, I tell my people this on stream sometimes, is I'm like, I went through a dry spell. There was a few years where I couldn't game. I was working 2 or 3 jobs at any given point just so I could afford all the stuff we have now.
Right.
And when
basically you became
my
an adult.
wife...
Basically you became an adult.
Yeah. I skipped all the way from PlayStation 2 to we got a PlayStation 4 last year. We got PlayStation 2 when it the Slim first dropped. Right. I bought one of those when it first dropped. I had the original one, and then, there's a 10 to almost 15-year difference between that and
the PS2 alone lasted for 12 years.
Yep.
I mean, PS3 came out 7 years after the PS2, and then I think it was 5 or 6 years between the PS3 and the PS4. So
something like that.
Yeah.
So there were quite a few years where I had to just go be an adult. I couldn't play games. There was just I'd wake up, I'd go to work, and I don't regret this by any stretch of the imagination, because that's why we don't have an insane amount of debts. That's why we own a really nice house. That's why my wife's got an amazing job. We can afford this. So, I'm gonna get sentimental here, but when my son was born, we kind of looked at each other, and I had a pretty decent tech job at the time, but the reality was we looked at how much daycare costs. We've got some family that's raise their kids in daycare, and it's not the same.
Right.
That, so we were like, all right, somebody's got to be home at all times. And she makes the money, 100%. She makes money.
Sounds like me. My wife makes the money. That's how we do this, guys. Little streamer, pro streamer tips. Get your wife to work.
Dude, bust your ass for just a few years.
Joking.
I'm gonna say it. Bust your ass for a few years. Work 2-3 jobs. Work her through college. Get her the best degree you can. Be like, woman, you want to be an astrophysicist, don't you? This is really what you want in life. And she'll be like, yeah, that's awesome. Be like, cool, got this. How much is the degree? Oh man, I'm gonna hate life for the next few years, but by the time I turn 35, stay at home dad.
Just FYI, people watching this, we are by no means sexist. we're just
look, okay,
equal opportunity. So, stay at home wives, stay at home husbands.
Look, they say there's a disparity in, like, obviously guys, and it's true, actually, guys generally make a lot more than women. The workplace is still very sexist. My wife, almost out of the gate, made twice what I made.
Nice.
So when it came time to make the decision, like, it was one of those, she's like, oh, I'd love to be a stay-at-home mom, but she gets stressed out really easily. She's got, like, anxiety. So it was kind of one of those, like, I'll do it. I'll quit my day job. Man, life's so hard. And I tried running a business out of the house, but when you got, like, a 6-month-old, it's impossible. Like, it just didn't work out. And to get away, because I don't leave the house. Like I was telling you, like, my stream schedule is basically every day but Mondays and Thursdays. And legitimately, those are the 2 days I leave the house. So, like, we're recording this on Monday. Basically, when I'm done here, I'm going to go over to Lowe's. I'm going to pick up some stuff I need for the house, and then I'm going to go have a beer. And that's my Monday night. And then I'm going to come home, sleep, and I'm going to get up and start it all over again. So I decided to start streaming so that I could literally schedule video gaming into my life again. And then it's just turned into, I've been able to, like, do so many things. Like, one of my longtime goals was to hunt down an Atari 2600. And I mean, you've probably been there with me. When you're working like a dead-end job and you're living paycheck by paycheck, you can't afford any of that stuff.
Sometimes you gotta sell some of your stuff that you've been collecting and all that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I've been there, done that. I sold quite a few things that I really wish I'd had back. And it's life. It happens. Like, you've got to understand, like, this is just material stuff. Like, you can be able to part with it. But when I hit 5,000 subs on YouTube, my big present to myself was an Atari 2600. I happened to find one in a box. The box is.
So you wanted the whole thing with the box, right? Or you?
Oh,
you
yeah,
didn't
dude.
care?
Total. Like, I showed you my room.
Right.
That is, like, collector's everything. Have I not shown you one of my most prized possessions?
I'm scared.
My Magnavox Odyssey 4000.
Okay. I thought you were gonna show me something else.
No, like, legitimately. So for me, it's kind of one of those, like, I've always wanted to have this huge, epic, classic gaming console, like, warehouse. Basically, go, like, everything I can, as old as I can, to recent. So if any, I've shown you the other room that I'm working on as well. I've posted that on Twitter, and I've got a couch that I have to get reupholstered. So with the little bit of streaming money I have left over at the end of the month, I'm putting that into a fund where I'm going to get the couch reupholstered in green vinyl. Now, most people like green vinyl.
I know
think
why.
about it as a streamer.
Yeah, I was going to say, so it looks like you're floating while you're sitting. And
well, we don't have to worry about backdrops. We don't have to worry about the couch distracting people. Everybody comes over. Everybody has a dedicated webcam. Everybody can just sit down and chill. And if we want to stream, we can. If we don't want to stream, whatever.
Yeah.
But we can have this big, epic, like, video gaming center. One of the first things that has been threatened is that we play Mario Kart. So, I mean, who doesn't love Mario Kart? Let's be real.
Oh, I've played it on stream before. I love Mario Kart.
I'm just going to warn you right now. Don't play with Omnitoast.
Why?
Oh, you didn't see the vlog?
Does he rage?
No. Worse.
Oh, he cheats. Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, no. Yeah. Like, I'm in first, and it was the arcade one. I'm in first. I'm rocking it, right? And I go to pick up the camera to record it, and he grabs the wheel and is just, like, right in the wall.
Well,
and holding it there.
Your mistake was playing in the arcade. Because if you were playing on
that was fun.
If you were playing on a Switch, he can't cheat. Except, like, turning the TV off. But then he's screwed too.
It's Omni. He'd probably be okay with that. He'd be like, whatever. You didn't win. I didn't lose. It's all good.
Oh, well.
You're like, I could just turn it back on. Throws my TV on the ground. What now? That's true story. Omni did that to me last week. We were just, like, playing Mario Kart. And he threw my TV on the floor and was just like, no. And left. And I'm like, dude, how the hell did you get here? You don't even drive. And then he just, like, walked out. Just, like, into the darkness. like he just fades into the forest and just appears in places.
A wild Omnitoast appeared.
Yeah, like, things you didn't know about the dude. Like, unless you really know him personally, you would not know this stuff about him. But he's a really mystical creature. Like, he's basically the missing link.
It's those Power Ranger morphers. That's how he gets from point A to point B. It teleports him.
I thought he was a Kamen Rider.
No. Okay. They're both green.
What?
They're both green.
That's like one. I'm not gonna say what I want to say. Look, just because my walls are green doesn't mean I'm that obsessed with green. Okay.
It's fine. It's fine. At least you're not wearing, what is it? The morph suit where it's all green.
I've been tempted to do that.
You're right, and just like leave your head so that way your head's floating.
What I should do is I should do wear the hat, put the mask on, and have the shirt and everything, like have it tucked in there, so it's literally just like the hat floating one night.
That would be fun. That would definitely be fun. Something different. So
Who does this stupid stuff?
Ah.
No one with sanity.
So I know because you've told me you used to do AMV videos.
Yes.
Do you still do those?
From time to time, actually. There's a contest I run. So a few years ago, because I've been doing AMV since like 1999, and a couple of years ago, a friend of mine that runs Anime Week in Atlanta's AMV contest came to me and he's like, I just can't do it anymore. I've got to step down. I really need someone to take over. And I stepped up to the gate. I was like, look, I love AMVing. I love what it's done. To give you an idea, what's the name of it? Spies in Disguise, the one with Will Smith turns into a pigeon.
Mm-hmm.
A very good friend of mine actually works on that film. She got her start when she was a teenager making AMVs, got so enthralled by it, learned editing, went to school for that, and then now she's like a character modeler.
Oh, nice.
For Blue Sky. So it's like, to me, to have that kind of hobby that can actually, like, I know like it's the whole copyright infringement thing or whatever, but it's such a creative thing for people to do.
Yeah.
I've seen people pull off stuff like, back when I started, like people would like cut out a character and like poorly like mask them into another episode, but it was like, move on screen like this.
Right.
So now, like with the technology we have, you can actually cut them out almost in real time and move them across the screen. And I've seen just some amazing works of art from some very creative people that have gone on to do amazing things. Like people who work at DreamWorks. There's a guy right now who's like directing indie movies, all this kind of crazy stuff. So to be able to nurture that and to be able to continue to running this contest and because let's face it, like if you're getting started in something like that and it is kind of a taboo thing because a lot of music artists and things like that.
Yeah.
Generally, the anime companies, they love it. But musical artists hate it.
I mean,
they love it.
Lately, there's been a really big wave of anime companies striking down channels.
A lot of that's lawyers. I was actually talking with Sentai Filmworks because because I got a strike on their behalf. And what it is there's a lot of companies out there that kind of feel like they're acting on basically the side of a lot of these companies.
Right.
So we were doing episode reviews of Danmachi season 2 when it came out.
I remember this.
Yeah. And I got a big copyright strike. Like it was like no warning, no nothing, just strike. Right. 3 of those, your channel's gone.
Right.
So 1 is scary. And I tried to fight it and I contacted Sentai all over the place and it was really hard to get a hold of them. Because a lot of these anime companies, like the people that import anime too, like it's really hard to make a dime doing that, especially right now. Physical media is a dying art. There's another reason why I collecting stuff, but I digress. So it's really hard for them to make a dime. So a lot of times, like there's just nobody manning the phones. You have lots of people doing lots of things, and anybody who's a voice actor will tell you, like you've got to be a name. You've got to be a name, and you got to be working 24/7. Anime, music, anything. Video games are a big one now. You got to be doing something like that just to pay the rent. Like a lot of these guys work insane hours on lots of different projects.
Mm-hmm.
So getting a hold of these companies is really hard. When I finally did, they were like, we had no idea. And I was talking with them, and they're like, we don't generally strike much of anything unless it's like clearly they've uploaded the episode.
Right.
They don't strike that stuff. I think the only one who really like actively goes out and fights anybody is Funimation, and Funimation tends to be kind of jerks about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I've noticed that a lot.
You're old enough. You remember when like US. They called it US Manga Corps, Manga Entertainment. Yeah. All those companies, like before anybody really knew how to even pronounce those words right.
Right.
Like all those OG companies, like ADV and all that stuff. Even ADV started, believe it or not, as a fan subgroup.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, for real. Like in the 90s, for real. So if I have my history right, somebody's probably gonna correct me in the comment section. But yeah, like so. Going back to what I was saying is you have, all these things where people really are like beating you down and trying to fight you on this. And all people want to do is upload something really creative to YouTube, right?
Right.
So for me, it's kind of one of those running this contest gives people a place. Like anime fans can come to this room. We have this big room in Anime Week in Atlanta called the Video Art Track. And it runs 24 hours a day, all 4 days of the con, actually 4.5 days of the con. And they could come in any point in time. They could sit in a seat and they can be entertained, and it's a place where people can come chill.
When is the anime convention?
We moved. It is the weekend of I think this year it's the 29th, I think.
Of March?
No, of October.
Okay, which is the one that's earlier? Momocon.
Momocon's okay. The other one. Anime Week in Atlanta runs literally the weekend of Halloween.
Oh, okay.
In Atlanta, Georgia. Momocon, the one I want to get you to come to, is actually, it's not just anime. Like, they've got a huge gaming center now. They've got, like, board gaming. They got comics. It's basically, you heard of Dragon Con?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a mini Dragon Con. That's a little more, like, a lot more family-friendly.
When is that one?
That one is Memorial Day weekend. Memorial Day? Labor Day? Memorial Day weekend.
Is it in May?
May. The end of May. I think it's the second to last weekend of May or the last weekend of May.
That might be difficult for me to go, only because I'm making plans right now to go to E3 for this year.
Oh, hey, not mad about that. If you go to E3, man, I get it. I totally get it.
I mean, biggest reason why I want to go to E3, this might be one of the last relevant E3s. Because it's it's slowly dying off, man. Nintendo doesn't really participate anymore. They just do their like Nintendo Directs at E3. Sony's not doing it anymore. They have their own state of play and the Sony experience, so there's no reason for them to go to E3 anymore. So all the companies are pulling out. They're doing their own thing now.
That's really sad.
It really
E3 used to be like such a huge thing, right? And it was not just video games, like all kinds of stuff,
right?
So
it's becoming that thing where it's gotten to the point that there used to be like media access would be like 2 days before they open it to the general public. Yeah. Now they're just 3 days and then that's it. Everybody can come. They're not even doing like the separate media access and all that. It's just everybody go.
I remember they did away with that because it used to be nigh impossible to go to E3, and now it's just like you got money, bring it.
Yeah, you just pay for the tickets.
Yeah,
go. That's it. You're good.
And it used to be like there was an expectation. Now I'm going back 20 years. There was an expectation of the way people would behave and all that stuff. Now you have cosplayers and all this stuff. People walk around with,
which is fine. But I mean, again, like you have all these companies doing their own things now. Like you got BlizzCon, you got PAX.
What I'm saying TwitchCon. Is, it used to be like there was an expectation, pretty much like.
It was a more professional setting
because it was not a convention. This is literally like basically CES for like video games and things like that.
Right. And it's going that's one of the reasons why they opened it up to the general public to kind of bring more people and to make it hype again. But it's just with the companies just pulling out. I mean, I honestly I feel like in the past or in the next, I would say 5 years, E3 might be non-existent.
That's really unfortunate. That really is unfortunate.
Because you used to have all the huge reveals at E3. That was the time, like, everybody get hyped and everything. But now it's like, well, plus with everything being leaked, like, a week before E3.
Yeah.
That hurts too.
Yeah, well, it's like, and like you said, everybody does their own thing now. So why leak? Why do it at E3 when you could have your own convention, have your own people paying, and literally you just lining your pockets with the money instead of paying E3.
Yep.
I get it. I'd really be sad to see E3 go though, but
so that's one. I wanted to go last year because again, I mean, I feel like E3 is dying, and I knew Final Fantasy VII was going to be there. I wanted to go last year.
Yeah.
But summer, I mean, I took the road trip with the family, so I wasn't going to go to E3 like, before that.
Yeah,
so.
And it's hard, especially like being a streamer and you're trying to do this off like a streaming budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really difficult.
Yeah. So
I hit 5,000 subs and I was excited to spend $100 on a video game console. You know?
Yeah. Look, I mean, that's how it is. That's how it is.
Yep.
It's people don't understand, as a streamer, it's expensive. Especially if you want to keep up with like the latest video games and stuff. You're weird because you play 2 mobile games. You could be free to play in those games if you want to. You don't choose to.
I'm
sure you spend a lot though.
Every time I do my taxes, I sit there and I go, because I do a lot of stuff, work on my cars on the side, and I'm like, I could have bought a car.
Yeah.
A used car, not a new car.
Still, but I mean that's a few grand. Yeah, I know.
I'm not going to say the numbers.
No, you don't got to say. I know.
Yeah. Now Damachi, I am mostly free to play. Like I think I've spent total like $300 or $400 in Damachi. I'm pretty good at that.
Here's the thing, and a lot of people don't.
But that's a PlayStation, an Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
And here's the other thing too is like okay, and the reason why I say your channel's kind of weird with it, because again, you could choose to be free to play in that, and you'd still get the same viewers that you're getting when you pay for stuff. Only if it's hype stuff where it makes a difference. For a game like Dokkan, Danmachi, I noticed, because I pay attention to what you're doing. Same thing with everybody else. I pay attention to what everybody does. Danmachi, and this is one of the reasons why like I kind of bug you a little bit. Maybe you should do more Danmachi, and I'm glad that you're doing it, because on an average stream in your Danmachi streams, you get consistently more viewers than Dokkan.
Yes. Trust me, paying attention to that.
Yeah, so that's why. And again, the hype moments in Dokkan, okay, you're going to get those extra viewers. Like 5th year anniversary and all that nonsense. But
so I'm going to be real. With Danmachi, it's just been place and time. I was talking about Vic, the guy that got me into streaming. He literally handed me the account that I'm using, and he's like, look, you need another mobile game. I was like, the last thing I need is another mobile game. And he's just like, try it. You like it. And I'm going to be I played it and I was just like, actually, this is really good. And then they did the first like big event where, and I'm going to hype the game a little bit because I really love the way they do this. The dude who actually writes the light novels on these things, like he'll write one-off manuscripts for events in the game.
Nice.
Last year's, and it's a mobile game too. Like it's a mobile game for Danmachi. Like Danmachi is a really good series. But as far as like franchises go, it's not One Piece. It's not, Dragon Ball. It's not Naruto. But this dude literally, he wrote a manuscript for a light novel that was supposed to be like a prequel to all these things. And it never really went anywhere. He kind of put it on the back burner. And when we were coming up on the 2nd anniversary, he's like, hey man, I've got this really cool idea. Let's develop this into something for the game. Mm-hmm. And when I say that, like, it's not real true proper animations. It's like 2D people scrolling on the screen like this. Hey, how you doing? Oh, hi, how you doing?
Like most of them are, yeah.
Yeah. They do some animations, but a lot of it's generally taken from the animes. Mm-hmm. Or there are some instances where they're one-off, but they're very, they're not to the same production quality.
Right.
But I want to say the content was about on the level. Like if you watched all of it coming in, mm-hmm. I think it was about on the level of like an entire like 15, 16 episodes of a series.
Very nice.
It was basically like a season of a series.
Very nice.
In just the game. And that's a lot of content for someone to write, because when they're writing this for a novelization, that's
right.
A lot of pages of literature.
Oh yeah.
So like I love the game for that aspect. And when we came to the first event that was like that, I was like, okay, I really want to support this. And we didn't have it at that point in time. But then they were like, we're getting a season 2, and overnight my numbers doubled.
Were you familiar with the anime before you started playing the game?
Nope. So, I watched the anime because of the game, and I'm an even bigger fan of the anime now because of that game.
Very nice. So their marketing worked on you.
You could say that.
Yeah. I mean,
well, actually, what it was is the peer pressure. I enjoyed the game, and I'm not gonna lie. Like, legitimately, for a long time, I was like, "Yeah, I should watch the anime. Yeah, I should watch the anime." But my streaming schedule now. It's hard.
Oh, I know. That's why I don't have time to watch anime myself.
Yeah, like I said, I work on cars. mostly on the weekends nowadays. But and I've got 3-year-old that we're raising, and I've got a second one on the way. So it's like, where's your time? Where's your time to watch anime? I've chosen to play video games instead.
And then if you do have time, you typically, I mean, like me, I'll watch something else instead of anime because I'm staring at cartoonish stuff all day, whether it be in video games or like an anime related game or whatever. If I'm watching something, I'm gonna go watch a movie, or I'm gonna watch like a live action television show or something.
I get really fed up with a lot of live action shows. I'm gonna be real.
Well, to be fair,
there's a lot of crap out there now.
I'll watch stuff that I've watched in the past, though. Like, I binge watched Malcolm in the Middle for like the 3rd time, and now
I'm being real.
Yeah,
I'm being real. When my son was like, 6-7 months old, and I was at home alone with him, dude, Netflix was running the A-Team and MacGyver. You better believe I was binging that. Yeah. I was like, this is my childhood, boy. Pay attention.
I sat down.
Like, drooling.
I sat down and binge watched Cheers, Frasier, just because I watched that stuff when I was younger, because my parents used to watch it, and like right now, I'm people keep asking me, oh, you should watch, or keep telling me you should watch this anime and that. I'm like, I'm kind of watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine again, just
I know that's actually quite fair
because I don't want to watch that stuff. Not that I won't enjoy it. It's just I'm staring at an anime game all the time. I kind of need a break.
I don't get like that personally, just because I really do love anime and I like staying up to date with it. And I used to, like, it's predominantly what I watch, if I'm honest. Like, every time I try to watch a new TV show, I generally just get fed up with it. But then again, my tastes are a lot different than most people's.
That's fine.
But yeah, it's a thing, Some people like football, some people like basketball. I like Formula One. Some people like anime, some people like live action. Oh no, I don't watch a lot of TV. I mean, I'm gonna be real. We own a TV, but like we don't pay for cable. I haven't paid for cable in 20 years.
I don't know anybody who does pay for cable anymore.
I know a lot of people who do.
Really?
I know somebody who still pays for satellite TV, and I'm like, why? This is so stupid expensive.
Yeah,
and you're paying for like nothing.
We had DirecTV for I'd say about a year, but the only reason why we had it is because I had a massive discount from my job, and that's the only reason why I had it. Once that discount was done, they jacked the price $79. Nope, sorry, cut it.
Yeah,
not later, nerd. That. Yep, I got Netflix, I got Hulu, I got whatever. I get to choose what I want to watch.
I pay for Netflix, I pay for Crunchyroll, and I pay for XM satellite radio. That's it.
No Disney Plus for you?
No, fuck that.
I mean, it's not that bad. I'm not plugging Disney Plus.
I wouldn't. Anything I would watch on there, aside from The Mandalorian, which I'm going to wait till they're eventually going to release it on physical media. And I'm so burnt out on Star Wars right now. Like, I'm going to be real. This last series has really just pushed the limits for me.
Yeah. I have mixed feelings about The Rise of Skywalker.
I defended the 3rd movie in the 2nd trilogy to the end of the earth, and it's actually getting a lot of acceptance now.
You mean the prequel?
That's what I meant. Yeah, the 3rd movie in the 2nd trilogy.
No, I mean, Revenge of the Sith was fantastic, though. From a storytelling perspective,
it was.
It had problems.
It was great.
It had problems, but it was fantastic. The Obi-Wan and Anakin fight, best freaking fight I've ever seen in any of the Star Wars movies. Ewan McGregor kills it as Obi-Wan. And then the chemistry that him and Hayden Christensen has, freaking fantastic. It was the fall of Anakin and the rise of Vader, and it was told very beautifully. And I get emotional every time I watch that last half where he becomes Vader and he starts killing the younglings and he starts all of that stuff. I get emotional watching that. I'm like,
the movie is way underrated in my opinion. Now, once again, it's starting to have a resurgence. People are starting to respect it more. But I think it lends a lot of its hate from the fact that prior 2 movies were just garbage.
Well, and the funny thing is that so after watching the prequel trilogy and you go back to watch the original trilogy, you start to pick up on a couple of interesting tidbits. I'm sure you've seen the memes or stuff on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like, where the Anakin Obi-Wan fight, Obi-Wan's like, I have the high ground. And then you flash forward to the Luke versus Vader fight, and Luke has the high ground, and Vader throws his lightsaber because he's like, nah, I've been there.
Yep.
He's like, I learned my lesson. Obi-Wan's taught you well, but I'm gonna throw my lightsaber because I'm not jumping up there.
Yeah, it's once again, we're getting a little off track here.
Oh, it's fine.
I'm just saying. So like that's the reason that I have no interest in the Mandalorian. That's the only thing I'd care about, and anything else I'd have, we own.
Yeah. Because I mean, you're big on physical media like myself.
Yeah. Hell, I own Star Wars, not A New Hope. Star Wars
before they called it
Betamax.
Nice. Yeah, no, I don't have. No, I got the VHS tapes. I got the VHS. I think it's right around the corner.
I have Laserdiscs. I have a collection of Laserdiscs.
The Laserdisc Star Wars like worth some money.
I have some anime on Laserdisc.
Oh, do you?
That is. Hold up, I got one right here.
Oh, he's gonna pull them. He's gonna pull them out.
I have Miyazaki, Japanese on Laserdisc. So when you're like, I get tired of animation, I'm like,
have you watched it?
Oh hell yeah, dude! I can't understand a lick of what they're saying because I don't speak Japanese.
Oh, it's not.
But it's actually a really great way to watch it.
It's not subtitled or anything.
No. This is legitimately hilariously. When I bought my Laserdisc player, I wanted to, like when eBay was kind of, I won't say new, but I'll say when eBay was a little less popular and known.
Right.
I used to go on there all the time and buy crazy stuff. But one of the first cars I bought, my second car ever, I bought on eBay, and I drove up. Yeah, no shit. I drove the Porsche. I drove up to Washington D.C. to buy the car and drove it home, and it drove beautifully.
I've never bought a car on eBay. I've always been scared to buy one on eBay.
I bought 3, and I still own them all.
Do you?
Yeah.
The Porsche. What else do you have from?
One of my Hyundais and my Toyota MR2.
Oh, nice! I forgot you had an MR2.
Yep.
What year is that MR2?
Now I'm gonna be real. The MR2 is kind of the reason you don't buy cars on eBay, because I got it for $900,
and
it didn't have a floor. Now this is a hilarious story.
Did you Flintstone pedal it home?
Oh, better. So I was like, it's a northern car, but I needed like just a beater that I could drive.
It was rusted out.
Oh, you can see in the pictures. You're like, oh, that panel's gonna fall off any day now. But I want this car, right? I mean, it's an MR2. It's a great car.
What year was it?
89.
Turbo or no?
Those were supercharged.
Oh, that's right. They did that.
And it's really cool because the way Toyota did it, I mean, you're a car guy too. They took an AC compressor clutch and they were just like basically glue it onto the supercharger.
Right.
So like it only kicks in when you go over a certain rev range, but you can feel that. So you're like, you're driving down the road and all of a sudden it goes, like all 150 horses kick in at once, but my God, it feels like a rocket just let off in your back seat.
Well, it's also a lightweight car.
Oh yeah, it weighs. I got to weigh at 2,400 pounds,
especially without a floor.
I mean, that's how I found out. I was because I say I work on cars all the time. When I got it in the garage and I started pulling it apart, I pulled up the carpet. I'm like, the carpet is sopping wet, but it's T-tops, but they don't leak. So I'm like, why is the floor sopping? And I pull it up, and I'm not even joking. There is a hole the size of my ass under the seat. The seat's bolted to the frame.
So yeah.
And so I'm like, well, that's not good.
Oh my God.
It's a fucking hole the size of, like, I could have just right through it, like, while I was driving. And I've taken this thing up to $120, $130.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why you don't buy cars from up north.
No, 100%.
The salt with the snow just destroys the cars.
Yeah, no, it's a complete pile. So one of the things I'm working on, because I'm going to launch a second YouTube channel when I get the time.
Yeah,
second child's probably going to eat that time away. Where I'm going to be working on these cars and stuff like that.
Whoa.
Yeah,
second child.
Yeah, how'd you not know?
You never told me.
I already said it like twice this entire conversation.
No, you didn't.
I have absolutely
no. I will go back and listen
section,
to everything.
Go ham right now. Is this going to YouTube or is this going like be
where else is it going to go?
I mean, there's like podcasting sites and shit like that.
Yeah, no. Those charge money.
Fair enough. Touche, sir. So wait, you're going to make ad revenue off of me?
Not much, but sure.
I ain't mad at you. Look,
you do the same. Shut up.
I do. That's what we do. That's why we trade content like this. I'm like, you're gonna make it. You're gonna make a 15 cents off my face. I might as well make a couple nickels off you too. What's up?
There you go.
And they say YouTubers are rich. I look like
they don't know. Listen,
that's what we should. That's what you should do. You should call out Jake Paul. Like your channel will instantly be 1 million+ subs. Just go fight him. Like legit.
Oh, you want me to fight him?
Knock you out.
You want me to fight him? I think I could take him.
Isn't that what he does now? Months. He's basically like
give me a couple months. I'll go call up Animated Muscle.
There you go.
I'll have him train me, and or train me to get into shape, and then
y'all heard it right here. Animated Muscle's gonna be his Mickey, and fucking Rocky over here is gonna go fight Jake Paul.
I'll take him.
So sub to Goshen right now. If we can get Goshen on this video alone over 15 million subs,
okay,
we have a possibility that Jake Paul might accept his challenge.
Oh, Jake Paul versus Goshen. Yeah, okay. How old is he? He's like 20 something. I got 10 years on him.
Yeah, something like that. He's gonna just walk up to you, kick you in the hip, and you're just gonna crumple.
Hey, I'm not fragile. Chill. Fun fact.
Yeah, but old people have fragile hips.
Fun fact: I've never broken a bone.
Really?
Yeah. And I've done some like stuff where you would have been like that. Are you sure that's not broken? I've never broken a bone.
I'll overshare. I've been airborne on more of my fair share of bikes. I once broke a speedometer on a bicycle because I was going too fast. I broke a speedometer because I was going too fast. These little mechanical jobs that just spun until it wouldn't anymore. And I broke a bone because I got run over by a car.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
Which bone?
Ran over my foot.
Ooh.
And I broke a bone on my foot.
Ooh.
I want to point out here, it was on my foot parked. That's how I broke the bone.
Oh.
Not flying through the air with the greatest of ease.
Oh. So the car sat on your foot.
Yeah. None of the shit that should have killed me, long since should have killed me, broke my bones. I had to have a car park on my foot to break a bone like dead center in my foot.
Oh, that's rough. Because that's probably like with the sheer weight and the pain, you probably just want to cut your foot off.
Dude, it was awful. And the worst part is like you're walking around like after that because I was 15.
Yeah,
you're like, I'm bulletproof. Ow, ow, ow. Fuck's wrong with my foot? Go to the doctor. They're like, there's a hairline fracture here. You're like, oh, what were you doing? I don't know. Can you think of anything? I don't know. Maybe the car parked on my foot or something like that. What now? I don't know. You know, when you were like 15, you didn't give a shit about anything.
Yeah.
You thought you were like hot shit. And you're just like, I don't know. They're like, hold up. We're going to take another x-ray because you said a car was on your foot. I'm like, it wasn't a big car. Remember when I said I'm not very smart?
Sure.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. So anyway, what were we talking about before?
Me fighting Jake Paul.
Yeah, so you're gonna fight Jake Paul.
Sure. Like I said, I'll go to the Cayman Islands. Channel boost. I'll go to the Cayman Islands, train with Animated Muscle, and then I
hope Muscle's watching this.
I haven't talked to him in a bit, man. I gotta send him a message to see how he's doing.
Yeah, I hope he's doing all right. I love Muscle to death.
Yeah, me too, man. Last time I talked to him, he's like, "Oh, dude, I went to Miami." I'm like, "You didn't tell me?" Like, bro.
Let's say Miami's what, 4 hours from you?
2 hours. My family. I was just there yesterday.
Well,
not for the Super Bowl, but But I was
about to say, you were at the Super Bowl now.
No.
You got that kind of money.
No.
Well, I guess you don't need to fight Jake Paul for the subs anymore.
But no, I mean, look. Like I said, I've never broken a bone. I've slammed my freaking fingers in cars where it latches.
Yep.
Like in car doors where it latches, where you're like, that should have been broken. Because like my finger came out, it was like all discombobulated, and I'm like, ow. So I go to the hospital. No, it's not broken. It's just popped out of place. Let me go put that back.
And they just reset it like that?
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
Luckily, mine didn't need that much. I pulled it out, and it just kind of went back where it was supposed to go.
Yeah. I've dislocated my shoulders. I pulled ligaments or torn ligaments in my left leg playing football.
Oh, well, see, sports. Yeah, that'll do it every time.
Yeah. Because
man, I don't play sports.
I used to run track in high school, and the football players, they knew me because they were on the track team as well. They thought it'd be a good idea or a funny idea if they would tackle me while we're in PE. So,
how'd that end? How'd that go down?
My foot got lodged between two of them, and when they tackled me, my ankle twisted and I fell and I tore the ligaments, and that was the end of my track career.
I'm sorry I asked. Oof, that's brutal.
Yeah, well, it's all right. I didn't.
This is why,
and it's one of those things like the adrenaline. You don't feel it right away, especially when you're in high school. True. Yeah. So like,
when you're a teenager, dude, you're raw adrenaline.
Yeah, I didn't feel it. You know, I got up. I'm laughing. They're laughing, and I'm walking. I go change my clothes in PE, and then I leave the locker room, and I'm walking, going up the stairs, and then as soon as I get to like the second stair, I'm like, oh my god, why does my foot hurt? Third stair, oh my god, this really hurts. Fourth stair, by the time I'm halfway through, I'm crying. I get to my desk and I am in tears, and they had to put me in a wheelchair and take me out of school. So, yeah.
Well, I like I said, I used to ride bicycles a lot, and I still love riding bikes. And there was one time we were at a golf course. Because the town I grew up in, like, legitimately, they have all these paved like bike paths through the backwoods of town, to the point at which now nobody drives cars in the town. They literally just all drive golf carts everywhere.
Nice.
Not really. It's annoying.
I think
especially if you're on a bike, like, these things they come out of nowhere and they just basically run you over.
It's like a senior community.
It kind of is. Most everybody that lives there is now old, and people that aren't are lame. But when I was a kid, like, you'd ride bikes everywhere. Like, I could go anywhere in the town on a bicycle without ever touching, like, a road. So it's the greatest place to grow up in the 80s when you're a kid. I was going to say,
that's the 80s, 90s. I mean, we grew up like that.
Yeah. So, and these are paved trails, mind you, but they would go right into all the golf courses. And you get yelled at for obvious reasons, because they don't want you riding through the golf course.
Right.
And, I mean, it's logical. It's just not safe for anybody. But the golf courses have the best hills.
Oh, yes, they do.
Yeah. So you get up on the top of, like, one hill. You'd be like, all I got to do is just got to get pedaling fast enough, put the bike in 10th gear, because only at 10 speeds at the time, and, like, pedal as hard as I can, somehow make it across the road, not wreck out on the curb going back up the road, and then make this steep 90-degree turn, and it's going to be the best thing ever, right? You can imagine how that ended. Next thing I know, we didn't make the turn. We did make it over the road, but we didn't make the turn. And I'm now on the grass going up this embankment, and it was a sand trap. So it's like you go up, and then everything ends. And beneath you is nothing but just like a pit of sand.
Yeah.
And bike lands on top of me. I'm face down on the ground. And all of a sudden, there's a second body down on top of my bike, and a bike down on top of him, and that was my friend. And I stand up, and I'm just like dusting myself off. You don't think sand's really all that bad, but apparently, like, I like slid.
Oh,
because like my clothes are just torn to pieces.
Yeah,
and everything I saw out of this eye was red, and I couldn't understand what was going on. I'm just trying to figure out, clean yourself off, dust yourself off. My mom's going to be pissed, son of a bitch. And pick up the mirror from the bicycle, look in the mirror, and I'm like this whole side of my face is just blood.
Oh.
Yep. And I didn't need stitches or anything, but I ruined my face very effectively.
That explains a lot.
I'm pretty sure... I'm pretty sure like my face is just one big scar. Because of just stunts like that. Yeah, so that's why I'm ugly to this day. You know what? I'm gonna use that excuse. That is the reason that I'm ugly.
It's a cool excuse, though.
Yeah. Like, what'd you do? I was going about 45 miles an hour on a bicycle? That's all you have to say. Oh, no, hear me out. We went airborne. That part wasn't necessary.
And you have to mention the we. You can say, another bike fell on top of me. And some dude after him. I don't know who he was. Just some random.
You're a dude, right? Like, like you had those friends in high school. Like, this is a good idea. Yeah, this is a great idea. We're gonna do this. A funny story on that one. one of my best friends from high school. We love this story. His mom's favorite story to tell. She told him to clean the gutters because his dad traveled a lot for work, and so he had to do a lot of the chores and things like that. And we go over there. Like I drove. I was one of the first kids to get a driver's license and to actually have a car. I had a car when I was 14 years old.
Nice.
Couldn't drive it legally, but I did. And I bought my parents' old hoopty for like $300 because I had a job. And so when I got in high school and I could actually drive, I'd drive over to his house and drop him off from school. And he'd be like, hey, I got to do this X, Y, or Z. Do you mind helping me out? I'm like, whatever. Let's go do it. Like, we'll get it over and done with, and then we can go do whatever we want to do. So he was like, I got to clean the gutters. I'm like, okay, sure. How do we do that? He's like, well, what I do is I take these push brooms, right? Because there's already leaves on the roof, and it wasn't a very, very steep roof. Mm-hmm. And he's like, we get up there and we just, like take the push broom, take all the leaves off the roof, and then we clean the gutters. Well, one thing led to another. I don't remember who struck first, but the brooms eventually became lightsabers.
Nice.
And his mom comes home, slams the car door, and is just like, what the hell are you two doing? Let me just look down. Lightsaber duel? Whose brilliant idea was this? Kind of mutual. What are you supposed to be doing? Cleaning the gutters? What part of this is cleaning the gutters? Well, you see, we were doing, and you logic it out. She's like, I don't, just, you know what? Both of you get down here.
Yeah, I've done that.
Let me preface this by saying she's full-blood Italian and from New York. So when she says, both of you get down here, we're like, I think we're safer up here. It'll be a lot worse because you got to eventually come down. Is this going to involve a wooden spoon? Yes.
Or a chancla. Chancleta.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, I'll just take it now. I'll just deal with that now. Like, she was basically my mom, more or less. When I used to have like long hair, like down to my mid back, and I had it in a ponytail, and I was like, the 90s headbanger.
I had long hair too, if you could believe that.
I'm just surprised you had hair.
Yeah, right.
That's like imagining that I'm not ugly. It's the same basic thing.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time. Yeah. I was a cute kid at some point, and then, turned 3 and had my first drink. So, so I had hair down to like my mid back, and I had it in a ponytail and all this stuff. And I'll never forget, she was pretty convinced that I should get a haircut. She didn't like it one bit, and my parents didn't care. But it was just, she's like, you're going to go out in this world at some point. Like we had just graduated high school. She's like, you got to go to college. You're gonna have to get a job. You need to get a haircut. And we're in his room playing, I think, Nintendo or something like that. I'm like, she's really adamant. What's going on? She's standing there making a big deal out of it. And I turn around and she's holding a Bic razor.
Oh God.
And a thing of Barbasol. And I'm like, I think we're going to go to a haircut. What do you say?
Oh God, no.
It's time to go, because she means it too.
No.
And I'm just like, it's time to go get a haircut.
I would have been like, I'm out of the house. Bye. I'll see you later. I'm going back home.
She made really good food.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
I was 18 years old, 19 years old, and she made amazing food, and she made enough to feed an army. You remember how much you ate at 19, right?
Actually, no, I eat more now than I did when I was 19. That would explain why I weigh 30 pounds more than when I was 19.
I was going to say, I probably weigh 50 pounds more than I did when I was 19, and I eat a third. Now, like when I was 19, I used to be able to like clear out a buffet. You'd walk into Golden Corral and they'd be like, your face on a wall, like wanted dead or alive. I gotta go. Well, I'm out.
Banned for life.
Yeah. So she made amazing food. Part of the reason I'm twice the man I was back then.
When you say amazing food, stop me when I'm right. Amazing food. Like where's amazing food? You get what I'm.
No, like you go over there on any given night.
Was she like Stacy's mom?
No. No offense, I love her to death, but no, we're not talking about that. I did have a friend who's no. You go over there on any given night, like Do you have any friends that are like New York Italian? Because I'm not even shitting you. Like the table's like 20 feet long, and she's gonna feed 4 people.
Like, you have to understand, I'm Hispanic. That's how we.
Doesn't matter.
No, I'm saying like, that's how we.
You
cook.
Still live in Florida. Like everybody from there comes down there to retire. You've got to know somebody who has like an Italian grandmother or something.
But here's the thing: even if I did, and I went to their house and I saw that like spread on a table, I'm used to that because that's how Hispanics cook. Like we make.
That's like how everybody who's got money cooks. I grew up in a poor white family who didn't have two loaves of white bread to rub together.
We didn't have a ton of money, but that's just like we could make an army amount of food out of like $10.
My mother makes casseroles. Like I think my mother's favorite dish is white bread casserole, where she just takes white bread, puts more white bread on it, pours a little liquefied white bread over it, and shoves it in the oven with like 80 pounds of like Velveeta cheese.
Oh,
you're like, Mom, what is this shit? And she's like, it's dinner.
I want to throw up a little bit. That's gross.
Yeah, I'm like, my mother doesn't watch any of my YouTube shit, so she can't get offended by this. The worst white person problem I've ever had in my life. My mother tried to make Thai peanut chicken once.
What is that?
There's like a Thai peanut sauce and stuff like that. Okay. It's a very delicious dish.
Okay.
And we're like, and I already know my mother can't cook. And I love my mother to death, but she cannot cook. And she comes over and she's just like, it's these pieces of like, not chicken breast, chicken thigh.
Okay.
That have just been rubbed with peanut butter.
Okay.
And boiled.
Okay. Doesn't sound appetizing to me.
It is not. It was. We didn't even eat it.
Okay.
The wife and I looked at it and went, "No, we're just gonna go out for pizza."
At least she tried.
And that's the thing. Like, it's the thought that counts.
It's the effort.
And it took me a long time because when my son was first born, she used to bring over dishes all the time. She's like, "Yeah, you go eat." Blah 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 blah. And we used to like literally just open a dish and go, "Oh." I almost went vegan because I felt bad for what she did to those animals.
Oh Jesus!
I'm like, you should at least respect what the squirrel or whatever this was at some point. I'm just like, it looks and smells like roadkill, slathered in ketchup. And she's like, I had a recipe.
She tried. She did her best, right?
I love my mother, but she is white through and through. Like, I love spicy food. And one of my favorite, like I love to make chili. Like, we have a chili cook-off. I'll make chili all day and all night. But I mean, when I say it burns twice, like it might burn a week from then too. You are going to be sorry.
Well, I can't eat that kind of food anyway, so that's fine.
I thought you were Hispanic.
I am, but I can't eat spicy food. I get bad heartburn. I can't do it.
You sure somewhere we didn't trade genealogies? Because I love flavorful food.
Well, I've never listen. Spicy's not flavorful. Spicy's spicy.
It absolutely is.
No. No, that's how my dad is. My dad's like, oh, it's not spicy. I'm like, that's because you burned your taste buds off. You can't taste food anymore.
Sir, the official term is cauterized.
You can't taste it anymore. Okay, that's what it is. That's why it's like that's why it's always got to be spicier than the last time because you can't taste it anymore.
Hilariously, actually, there's. I'm not even joking. This is a real thing. Spiciness is almost like a drug addiction type thing. Because when you're over it, like there's like a feeling of euphoria. This is actually scientifically proven. There's a feeling of euphoria when the spiciness goes away.
Yeah,
that's why people that are like spice junkies.
The euphoria is called shitting your guts out on the toilet.
It still feels great, doesn't it? Like, look, I could walk out of that bathroom and be like, I just lost 15 pounds.
Of eating from having a diet of spicy food. You should probably also go to the hospital because of all the blood you lost as well.
Look.
You ever watch?
I'm not going to the hospital under my own power.
You ever watch that episode of South Park with the Chipotle away?
Yes.
That's what that reminds me of.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong, but you ain't right.
Yeah, well. All right. Well, before we get out of here, because it's actually been an hour, I'd like to keep these around an hour. Before we get out of here.
Oh, this just went off the rails long ago. You had to know this was going to happen.
That was the whole point. That was the whole point.
Good.
I mean, these are podcasts like freaking Seinfeld. It's an episode about nothing.
I love it. That's a great format. I should do something like that. You know, it'd be great if we could take that format, but add playing video games to it.
I've done that. That's how we used to do the podcasts when we first started. Like, we would all live stream the podcast on our respective channels and play whatever we were playing and have that podcast while we were playing our games.
Don't ladies and gentlemen, don't tell him I was making a reference. Don't tell him it was a shameless plug.
What?
He'll figure it out after the fact when he's editing this together.
Figure what out?
He'll figure out what we did.
I just lost what the hell you just.
I was making a joke. Anyway, you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. Yeah, no, clearly.
No, I won't figure it out.
I mean, it could. There was no beacon.
Nope.
Nothing.
Nope. It's like that Superman gif where it's like, it says joke, you Superman.
Oh yeah.
What? That was me. Yeah.
100%.
But anyways, before we get out of here.
I've enjoyed this. Thank you so much for bringing me on, man. For real.
I appreciate you being here. See, and you were worried. You're like, my life's too boring. I don't want to be on here. No, man. No.
I didn't say I didn't want to be on here, but you know, I almost say I'm a modest person. I just don't think I'm a very remarkable or fun person.
You put yourself down.
I'm an amazing person. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
Being me is one of the most awesome things to be. I just don't.
In your eyes, okay.
I don't get it. Well, in anybody's eyes who has common sense.
Sure.
Prove me wrong. Hold up. If you can convince me that I'm not awesome, then
I will never be able to convince you that you're not awesome because you're you.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty lame, aren't I? Damn. Son of a bitch.
All right. I want to ask you something really quick.
Go for it.
If you do start playing more games on the channel, besides Death Stranding.
That's the goal.
Besides Death Stranding, what is one game that you want to play first? And I heard you mention Ocarina of Time. Take that off the table.
We started that, and I think once we're done with Kakarot, we're going to go back to that. Because my secret ulterior motive was to always use Kakarot as the way to get into console gaming Fridays. Though I actually did that with Pokemon. But we've got a bigger crowd with Kakarot that I hope we can then keep with then going back to Zelda. And then after Zelda, we can start something new. What do I want to do? I don't know. I have no clue. I haven't given it much thought.
You haven't been eyeing like Final Fantasy VII or...
So they've been asking me for Final Fantasy. And my caveat to that is if I do Final Fantasy, I'm going to start with the original. 100%.
Okay.
I've not played that in years, and I own it.
Okay.
I own a pristine copy of that beast in box with like everything.
Oh, nice.
And it'd be fun to flex. 3 on the SNES, I think that was 6.
6, yeah.
Yeah. Is my absolute favorite of all time.
Respectable.
7's getting a remake. That'd be a fun one to do the remake for. And since we're on that notion of Square Enix, or I say Square, RPGs, I would love to go back and replay Legend of Dragoon, but
that's not Square though.
I thought that was.
No, that's just Sony. That was a Sony IP.
Oh, is that just Sony?
Yep.
I thought it was Square.
Which, God, they need to do. I wouldn't want. I don't know if I would want a remake of that game. I do, but I don't. It's weird. God, it's so weird. It's one of those things that like you think you want it, but then when it comes out, if it's crap, then you're like, oh, why did I want this? Or you might not want it, and then it releases, and you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. You know?
So it's such a great game. It really deserves that treatment. But you're right. If they screw it up, then it's gonna ruin the franchise.
Right.
One of the ones I'd love to replay one day, and I would have to either hunt down a US copy of it. One of my favorite ones to play was Panzer Dragoon.
Okay.
But I had the Japanese version on the Saturn, and I literally had a friend sitting next to me who could translate. It was telling me what the fuck it said. So it was a whole different experience.
Right.
But the game was so amazing. And like people bash the Saturn. I'm a huge Saturn fanboy. It was the first new console I ever owned. I still own mine. It's modded. It's just unbelievable. It's what really broke me into gaming above all else. And so to really be able to flex my favorite console of all time, despite what anybody else thinks.
Yeah.
I'd love to do that, but I'd have to find a US copy of it.
The shop by you doesn't have one?
Oh. Like, you're talking about the shop that I go to buy all my stuff.
Yeah.
Steel Collectibles in Kennesaw, Georgia is the greatest shop ever, but no, I don't think they have one.
I don't know. You gotta come down here. You gotta come down here. We got a store called 8-Bit Hall of Fame.
Yeah, no, I'm familiar with them. There's actually a store out of Tampa that I was dealing with to get the Sega CD for the Gen 1. The Gen 1 CDs, the ones that always break.
Yeah.
They have one, and I was supposed to kind of deal with them last year, but my money all went to Dokkan instead of that. So I think this year, if they come around to MomoCon again, I'm gonna
because I'm planning on going to 8-Bit Hall of Fame pretty soon. If I find one there, I will let you know.
Let me know, 100%.
I will let you know. I'll buy it for you, and you just pay me back.
Well, let me know first, because a lot of it's going to depend on, because I got to do some PC upgrades.
Dude, that guy, his games fly off the shelf. So if he has one, and it's everything, I will buy it for you. I will hold it, and then you.
We'll figure out a way to make it happen. Yeah,
I'll be more than happy to do that.
Yeah, I would hate for you to like buy it and then be like, oh my god, this thing, and I could be like, I just bought my processor.
No. I'd be more than happy to hold it for you. I don't.
Okay.
We'll
figure something out.
We're friends, man. I'd be more than happy to help you out with that because, again, I'm at the point I'm able to do stuff like that.
Okay. Hey, trust me, there's been more than enough times where I've done something like that for somebody and had it bite me in the ass. So I would never ask you to do it. But if
nah, man. If anything, then I have it for my collection. And then I get to rub it in your face every stream.
I'm gonna rob him later. That's because that's totally not evidence.
Yeah. Well, let me make a quick suggestion if you're willing to take it for.
Yeah, no, go for it. I'm always open for suggestions.
So if you do plan on playing Final Fantasy VII Remake on the PS4,
eventually,
my suggestion is to play the original. Try to beat it like right before, but play it all on stream, like start to finish, within like the first 2 weeks of it releasing. That way you try to grab more attention, and then
I agree.
Then from there you play Final Fantasy VII Remake.
One of the things I did with Kakarot the weekend it came out is that's all I streamed that weekend. Problem is it's my wife's PlayStation, so we have like a custody thing going on. She literally like bought this This PlayStation was literally her peace offering from the previous company. They're like, you've been here for 5 years. Here's $500. Do whatever you want with it. And she was like, yoink. I ain't saying no.
Well, I mean,
it's hers. And the custody deal was I get it on Fridays, and she gets it literally any other night she wants it.
Well, Kakarot's a different thing, though. Because, I mean,
can't be mad.
Like Kakarot.
No, I get it. You're playing the story we've all seen 100 times.
Yeah, and the fact is, like, Kakarot doesn't. I mean, unless you count Legacy of Goku, but in actuality, Kakarot is the first one of the game, and so it's not like it's a remake of anything like that. Like I did that with Link's Awakening when that released. Yeah. I played because I did the digital download for Link's Awakening, so. On live stream, I played the regular version or the original version of Link's Awakening on Game Boy, waiting for this thing to release so I could play it. And so, I started the live stream. I had like 20-something people in there. And then once the actual game went live and I switched over to that, out of nowhere, I had like 60+ people watching the stream. I didn't even notice until somebody brought it to my attention. I was like, wait a second, what? So
because New Shiny is a really great way to grab people.
Yeah.
And it is. I have friends who are variety streamers and have a hell of a time grabbing anybody unless they're streaming something that's either really popular or brand new.
Right.
Past that, they're starving for views.
Right. And like with the announcement of Resident Evil 3 Remake, that's the biggest reason why I've been playing so many Resident Evil games on my channel.
Yep.
Because it's grabbing people.
Been noticing.
Even if I don't have a lot of viewers, what I've noticed is that I will get a lot of views after I'm done.
Yeah. Well, you keep yours live on the channel, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was warned not to do that a while ago, and it does clog it up, but I do have all mine unlisted.
Honestly, I don't know why somebody told you that. If it's as long as it's related, or even if it's not related, but you want to kind of shift your algorithm over to something different, then keep it live. It gets you extra views. People like to watch them like as if they're podcasts.
And I respect that. I totally get that. I didn't have that early on, and I stopped letting them go live. The biggest problem is another streamer that recently had some issues with that. If I were to make them all go public now,
no, don't do that.
Boxes would be flooded.
No. I would say experiment. Like on your next live stream for Danmachi, for example. Let it stay live. See what happens. You see your views when you end the live stream, how many views you have, and then check it the next day how many views you have.
I'll take that challenge. I'll 100% take that challenge.
Yeah.
Because the next live stream I do is going to be a big event live stream for Dokkan.
Do it.
And I'll just see. Because I mean, I've seen my numbers for Danmachi. My numbers for Danmachi are amazing. The only time I get even close to that right now with Dokkan is when Dokkan has like the Purunga event, and then I get like 3,000-4,000 views on each video a day. And right now, Danmachi videos, like when I release one, like if it doesn't hit 1,000, it's kind of like, oh man, that's a bad video.
Well, also,
I must have sucked with that one.
Nah, I mean the algorithm's weird on YouTube right now. Anyways, like
it is.
In the beginning of the year, it's always bad, always.
Yeah.
And that's like I see that on my channel right now too. Videos that normally would get 2,000 views are getting like under 1,000. So yeah, it's just what it is right now.
January is just a weird time for YouTube in general. Yeah.
But anyways, I'm gonna let you go because I know you got some beer to go drink.
I got to go to the hardware store and
plug yourself.
Yeah.
Bender, are you jacking on?
YouTube channel's Raptors Delight. The Twitch channel's Pilk Raptor. We stream 5 nights a week, and I release daily content on both Dokkan and Danmachi. And we're gonna get into some other stuff. And if you enjoyed what you saw here, like legitimately, that's just that joke I was making that he didn't get. Is literally just how we do the live streams. Like the live streams are literally just us derping for 2.5, 3, 4, whatever, however many hours I wind up being able to stay up. So come check it out. And also, if you're watching this from my channel and you haven't given Goshen a sub yet, fix that. By all means, fix that right now, because this dude right here is an absolute beast. And
are you gonna put this up on your channel?
No, but I'm gonna pimp it on Twitter. Oh. I'm gonna share this on my Discord.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't know how they're gonna watch it on your channel or whatever.
Because I'm gonna pimp your video out, man.
Okay.
Because that's how I do.
Okay.
I retweet shit all the time on Twitter when I'm once or twice a week I pay attention to Twitter.
Follow him on Twitter, guys.
I'm just saying. Oh yeah, I got my Birdman. Follow my Birdman. Hit me up on Booker. I'll lay your ass out next time.
Do you actually use that?
That's my outro.
No, I know, but I'm saying, do you actually use?
I don't use Booker anymore.
Okay.
Booker annoys me. It's everything about it. Well, so Booker used to be like this great place to hang out with friends, right? And like all my IRL friends are on it, and that's how I used to communicate with people nowadays. I don't pay attention to text messages. I wait for like the Facebook message to come in.
I know you don't pay attention.
If you didn't know, I'm awful at text messaging.
Oh yes, I know that. I know that. Freaking guy takes at least 2 days to get back to me.
Look, it's a text message. If it's really that important, call me. It's 1995. Come on.
You know what? Honestly, I prefer people to text me because I get so many spam calls.
Most people.
Well, only because I get so many spam calls, but I would rather talk to somebody on the phone than text.
I love spam calls because I will keep them on the phone as long as I can.
Well, I don't.
Do you know why?
I don't have that kind of time in my.
Do you ever watch? Have you ever watched like those people that do like the scammer?
Yeah.
Dude, I love those. Those people are heroes. Because, like, some grandma, and you live in Florida, you know plenty of these people. Some grandma's getting called, and she's like, I didn't know my credit cards were past due. They're like, well, give us the number, and we'll tell you. Oh, okay. Like,
yeah.
So, like, legit, I'll troll those people. I'll keep them on the phone as long as I can, and they have really short patiences, so it's maybe only, like, 5-10 minutes at a time. But that's one less grandma that they're able to scam.
Yeah. No, I get you.
That is my cape. That is my hero cape. That's the closest thing I get. That is the best thing. The closest thing I've got to like doing a good deed.
Well, I mean, sure, if that works for you, that's fine. That's fine. That's okay.
We're gonna go kick a puppy after this.
No, poor puppy.
Look,
what did the puppy do to you?
I just say trolling scammers is the closest thing I got to a good deed.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
All right.
I mean, you got to remember that they're no scammers. No, I was gonna say that they're people too, but not scammers.
No,
scammers are trash. No. I was gonna say if it's like debt collectors, you got to remember they're people too. They don't like calling people.
Oh no, I know enough people that actually do repo business.
No, they hate it.
Their lives are hard enough.
Yeah.
But if it's someone calling you like my name is Bob from New York City and you're behind on your credit card, and I'm like, dude, tell me more. Which credit card? I got 17 of them, dude. Oh, how much credit card debt are you in? $156,000.
All right. Well, now for real, we're gonna get out of here.
All right.
Thank you
Appreciate
so much
your time,
for being
man.
here.
Thank you so much. Have a great night.
All right, you too.